Hey everyone, in today's video we are going to be looking at the 3 disturbances in the Atlantic to possibly form into Tropical Storm Odette and Peter. Now before we go to get into the video, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you are new and turn on post notifications so you won't miss a single upload or live stream on the channel. Right now we are looking at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. As you can see, we currently have 3 disturbances in the Atlantic and still the remnants of Nicholas. He currently has maximum sustained winds of 15 miles per hour, a minimum central pressure of 1012 millibars, located at 31.7 north and 93.2 west, and movement is north at 7 miles per hour, still bringing a little bit of rain to the south. We have also disturbance to a 70% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days as of 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's just off the coast of North Carolina. We also have disturbance 1 that we're mostly going to be talking about today, has a 70% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days as of 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we also have disturbance 3, a 20% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days. We're looking at Invest 95L right now. We don't have a lot of convection or rain showers going on with this right now. We do have a little clump of convection in the extreme northern part of this system. You could definitely see some of that rotation somewhere in here. So the center is going to be a little more in this kind of northwestern corner of this box rather than more down here. As you can see, we can definitely see some rotation within here, so we're definitely seeing some of that tropical system trying to kind of develop. You're also seeing a little bits of convection developing around the center, so it's gonna be interesting to see what this does throughout the day. It was at like a 90% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days yesterday, but now it's down to a 70% chance. So did weaken the chance a little bit due to this very low convection, but it is expected to develop still. Let's look at our spaghetti models for Invest 95L. As you can see, it is expected to be very near the Lesser Antilles and very near the Puerto Rico area, so you may see some impacts over there if it does reach a tropical storm or even a category 1 strength. So definitely be prepared if this does decide to become a category 1, especially a tropical storm. You won't see as many impacts if you do live in Puerto Rico or even the Lesser Antilles, but definitely category 1 can bring some decent impacts to those islands. And we can even look at the GFS and symbols, which are pretty much the same, except we do have more in symbols that do go into the Caribbean. As you can see, we have a lot of those blue in symbols that actually go and bring impacts to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, even Cuba can see some impacts from some of those in symbols. And we even have the GPS and symbols, which are kind of broken right now. They're not fully developed. Let's look at our intensity islands, which, like I said, we could see a category 1 with this. We don't have really any models reaching a category 1 status right now. But it is definitely possible at this time, as we see the DSHP model reaches a high-end tropical storm strength, which that is pretty close to a category 1 strength. So definitely really need to be alert from Invest 95L. Pretty much likely at this point to reach tropical storm strength within the next 60 hours or 72 hours. So this is definitely likely to become either Tropical Storm Odette or Tropical Storm Peter here. Depends on the Invest 96L, which is just off the coast of North Carolina. That is also expected to form into a tropical storm. So it depends on which one forms first. But this one I am expecting to form into Peter due to Invest 96L expecting to develop very soon, as long as we get more convection going within the low pressure system. But this is going to take a little bit slower time developing than Invest 96L, and you can even look at N96L's intensity guidance, which it is expected to form within the next 24 hours as a tropical storm. Possibly even a low-end category 1 hurricane. That's not likely as of now, but definitely possible. As you see, a lot of these models are staying at mid-tropical storm strength and then weakening as it goes north. It is expected to bring some decent waves again for the northeast, and that may bring some high tides, so possibly some small impacts to the beaches, but definitely some good news for those professional surfers out there in the northeast that do like those big waves. Now you may see some winds, some definitely escalating wind gusts and possibly even some rain coming from this, but really not anything big impacts, as this is not expected to become that Category 1 hurricane. Now we can look at our sea surface temperatures as of right now. And as you can see, if Inda's 95L does reach the Caribbean, it definitely could have some very substantial escalation with this. As you can see, we're seeing 30 to 31 Celsius waters over here near the Bahamas. So definitely some very warm waters over here. Very warm waters in the Gulf. We don't have any systems expected to form in the Gulf. But you saw Tropical Storm Nicholas, how it did have some definitely intensification, not really rapid intensification because it didn't have enough time. It was moving so quickly, but definitely it did intensify pretty substantially, and that's what brought it to that Category 1 strength for a few hours, and then it got downgraded to a tropical storm again. So definitely have to watch any systems that do form over here in the Caribbean and go over Mexico and go into that kind of Gulf area. That could definitely bring possibly a Category 1 hurricane to the U.S. But of course, we don't have any that we are expecting right now, but definitely need to keep an eye, as it's that time of year where some of those systems do form over here in the deep Caribbean and kind of go over Mexico into the Gulf. So definitely be aware of that for any more tropical systems. We did see, like I said, we saw Tropical Storm Nicholas bring some very heavy rainfall over to Texas and Louisiana, and it's still over Louisiana, bringing some of that rainfall and flash flooding over there. Now, Invis 95L is way over here. It's still in 28 Celsius water, so it's still having a struggling time developing here. Now, once it does enter this 28 to 29 Celsius waters, it's still gonna have some more easier time developing, as we see we're seeing around 80 degrees Fahrenheit waters now. And then especially once it enters this area, which is expected to, it's definitely gonna have a much easier time developing into the tropical storm, and it is expected to make a sudden north turn. But if it doesn't, like those GEFS models pull it to, it could enter this type of area, which kind of Hurricane Dorian entered in 2019. And that could definitely bring some rapid intensification, and then that could even head to Florida, make a northern turn later on. But of course, this is a hypothetical situation, and then kind of do it with the Dorian track. That's what some of the GFS models do pull it to, but of course, definitely not likely at this point. We have a lot of models making that northern turn, more of a fish storm, but definitely some impacts over to the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico. Possibly even the Dominican Republic could see a little bit of impacts. Now, if you did enjoy the forecast for the latest tropics, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and turn on post notifications so you won't miss a single upload or live stream on the channel. Also, make sure to share this video with any friends or family that may want the latest update on the tropics. But anyways, stay safe.